Welcome! I missed y'all. But yeah, for real, y'all, welcome back. Thank y'all for the 100 subscribers. I know it's like 100 and some odd numbers right now. I can't really remember off the top of my head. But I really, and I know Babe do. She's not here, by the way. She's at work. But we really appreciate everything y'all have done for the likes, the comments, the subscribers, sharing our stuff on Facebook, just helping us promote all of that. And by the way, we're getting shirts made. So if you want one, comment down below. We'll mail them out. If you stay around the area, we'll meet you with them. It doesn't matter. But we're selling shirts with our name on, our YouTube name and stuff. So yeah. But without further ado, let's get into this video. So I'm sitting here and I'm just trying to figure out words to say and stuff, because I did say that I was going to do a video discussing on how my daddy passed away and how, I lost my father and all this stuff. So I'm going to talk about from the time he found out he had cancer up until he died. And I'm going to go ahead and apologize now, because sometimes I do get emotional talking about the situation. But I'm going to be strong for y'all, because I love you. I love y'all. No, for real though. I'm going to try to stay strong. But I can't really remember the year or the dates and stuff like that. I know the year he died, but I really can't remember what year he found out he had cancer and all that stuff. But I would try my best, because I remember a little bit. So I say roughly around 2010, 2011, my daddy had started getting sick a lot. Like, he was throwing up, his stomach was hurting a lot, and I mean, I knew he was sick because my daddy didn't like the hospital. So one night he was just puking and stuff like that, and he asked me to call the EMS. He asked me to call the EMS because I didn't have license to drive at the time. I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, I just remember him asking me to call the EMS. Well, when we got to the emergency room, they had told my dad that he had a heart attack, which was a lie. That ran tests and stuff like that, and if anybody know the Lawrence County Hospital, they know that they're just gonna diagnose you with whatever and send you on your way. But yeah, so me personally, I didn't feel like he was having a heart attack and stuff. And simply because I'm into the health, I love to study about health science and the body and all of this stuff. He just showed no signs of a heart attack to me. Now, I'm not saying I was right or I'm wrong, because I'm no doctor, but I'm just saying. Okay, so they diagnosed him with that in somebody's way. Okay, no problem. So couple weeks passed, still the same thing. And I knew that I said, Daddy, we gotta find you a good doctor and stuff, because you're still, you still puking, your stomach still hurt, you can barely use the restroom and stuff like that. So it's just time for you, to find you a actual primary care physician. So found him one, great doctor, whatever. He was going back and forth to the cardiologist and all of this stuff. And the cardiologist said that his heart showed no signs or symptoms of a heart attack. Okay, so his primary care physician wanted to run more tests, did blood work, did urine samples, all of the stuff, did x-rays, CAT scans, MRIs, all of this stuff, to get down to the nitty gritty. Okay, so come back from the MRI, they seen little mass on his liver. At first, they didn't think it was cancerous. They thought they could just, give him something to make it go away. And to remind you guys, that my dad was an alcoholic. On the weekends, he would drink very heavy on the weekends and stuff. So, yeah. But back to the care physicians and all that stuff. Yeah, they did x-rays and all this stuff. I'm sorry, I forgot where I was at. And they wanted to get a sample of whatever it was on his liver, you know, to send it off for testing to make sure that it wasn't cancerous and all this stuff. So it was a long, like a stick, probably a needle. So it was real thin. It was about this long. They stuck it down through his stomach to his liver, and they got a sample of whatever it was on his liver. Sent it off for testing. They said they would call, let them know what the results were. Okay, make long story short, they called him back into the office because they needed another sample because the testing came back abnormal. Okay, so by this time, we're starting to get worried. And me, I'm very, when it comes to stuff like that, y'all, I'm not good with stuff like that. Like, I just hate to see people go through stuff like that. Whether you're my father, whether you're my cousin, anybody, like, outside, I just hate to see people go through that cancer and all that stuff. It's not, like, oh my God. So, yeah. So, they got another sample. And, yeah. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to hold it together. But when they got the other sample, they sent him on his way and stuff like that. So about 2 weeks later, they called him back, you know, and gave him the results. Come to find out, it was cancerous. And come to find out, it had started spreading all over his liver. It was taking over his liver. And if you know anything about health or the body or the body system or whatever, you can't live without your liver. So my daddy was stage 3 cancer. He had it for so long, but no signs, no symptoms, none of that. And I wish they could have called it earlier, but it was too late. So they started giving him chemo and all of this stuff. And at first, my dad, like, I could tell he really didn't care for the chemo and stuff, because my daddy was, how old was he at the time? He was 54 at the time. And my daddy, he just felt like he done lived his life. I mean, I guess that's how he felt, because he really didn't care for the chemo. And so they was giving him chemo, and I never forget, it was this little thing. It was about this big. You plug it up into the wall, and at a certain time, it was like an alarm clock. It would go off. So and then it was like, let me see. I might show y'all this. Okay, this, y'all know this is like a bottle, pill bottle. The top of this part right here it had a lock on it. But at a certain time, when that little thing that I just said, it was about that big or whatever, when it goes out like an alarm clock, this would unlock. So you couldn't unlock it, you know, unscrew it like this. It had a lock on it. So when it unlocked, it was time for him to get his medicine. Excuse me. It was time for him to get his medicine. So every night it went off at like 7:30, if I'm not mistaken. I had to give him his medicine, or whoever was there at the time. And he was doing good. I mean, still wanted to work. My daddy worked at the same job for 33 years. He still wanted to work. He was still active. Like he was himself. Like he took it pretty well. And me, on the other hand, I'm the one that was carrying on. Daddy, you need to sit down. Daddy, you need to do this. But he didn't listen. He was so hard-headed. He still wanted to work, all of that stuff. So I say a month rolled by. Mind y'all, he's still going for his checkups and stuff. Cancer not getting no better. But he okay. Like, he not showing those signs. Like, he's okay. Just being him regular self. So, like, a month rolled by. And I could tell my daddy health started really declining. And he just wanted himself. He had got to the point where he didn't want to go anywhere. And he had got to the point where he just didn't want to do anything. Like, he didn't want to do nothing at all. And I knew then, I was like, I told my mom, I said, Mom, my daddy health is declining. My daddy not himself. And I know something is wrong. Like, okay, so by this time I said that, probably like a week later, he had to go to the doctor for another checkup. So they did more tests, come to find out the cancer is stage 4 now. This is where it gets rough. My daddy health started declining, just declining. He didn't want to do anything. One day, on a Thursday, I'll never forget, I had went to my mama's house and my biological mother house, I could say, my biological mother house, and my brother, he came over to the house and he said, I want to talk to y'all, which was me and my sister and my twin brother. And he was like, I want to talk to y'all and I want to get y'all, you know, to understand what's going on and stuff like that about Joe, which is my dad. So he sat down, he talked to us. He said, Joe done found out that he only got 6 months, 3 to 6 months to live. Y'all, my heart, like, I realized, felt my heart shatter. It shattered. Like, I said, and mind y'all, me and my daddy, nothing could come between us. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. My heart shattered though. And I knew, I'm like, what? 3 to 6 months to live? Are you sure? Like, are you positive? I couldn't talk. I felt so numb. I felt, I don't know. Honestly, I felt betrayed. And I don't know why I say that, but I did. I do. Because, and I said that then, but now I don't feel that way now. But I don't know. I felt betrayed because I prayed to God. God, please don't take my daddy. God, please don't do this. God, please don't do that. Not knowing how selfish I was being at the time. But, okay, so he told us that, I mean, we had to deal with it. But, unfortunately, my daddy didn't live 3 to 6 months. After the doctor told him that, my daddy actually passed away a week later. By this time, my dad had started, his mind became a child mind. He was in a hospital bed. He couldn't maneuver. His mobility was, he didn't have any mobility and stuff. And it was summertime by the, it wasn't summer. I can't remember. I don't think it was summer, but I did everything I could, you know, to make sure my daddy was comfortable. And that was even skipping out with my friends, you know. I didn't want to go anywhere. I wanted to stay home with my dad. So I remember this night like it was yesterday. My daddy was in my room in the hospital bed because my room was huge. Like, I had the hugest room in the house. And the hospital bed and my queen size bed and all of my furniture could fit in my room. That's how big that room was. So he was in my in my room, and I had just left out of there. Well, I went in there and it was so hot in there. Like, he had an electric heater because he stayed cold a lot. And I said, Daddy, you okay? And I could not understand what he was saying because, like I said, this cancer had just took over him by then. He couldn't talk or none of that. But I know he's like, yeah, he was like, And I was like, you want some water? And he was like, So I went and got him some water. He drank the water. My daddy reached up for a hug, y'all. This is the part that gets me. And I'm sorry because my daddy really didn't show affection, love. I know he loved me, but my daddy never showed affection, so I knew something wasn't right. My daddy reached up for a hug, and he gave me a hug. And he was so weak, but he reached up and hugged me. And I was like, wait a minute. I was looking at him like, and I hugged him back. Like, we hugged for, I know, probably a minute. A minute and 30 seconds. And, I'm sorry. And, I walked out the room. No, matter of fact, I said, I love you, Daddy. And he mumbled something, and I walked out the room. And so I went back in the room. I was on the phone with my friend girl. And we was talking. And then I hear a knock at the door. And it was my brother, my oldest, next to the oldest brother or whatever. And he's a mortician, so he know when somebody did. But he walked into the room. Well, before he even walked into the room where my dad was at, he said, me and my wife was about to go out to eat, but something just told me to come by here and check on Joe before we left. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I said, he back there in the room, you know, because I literally had just walked out of there, so I didn't think anything. So, I'm sorry, guys. I just, But, he had just walked. I had just walked out of there. Hold on. I had just walked out of there, and so I was like, he back there in the room. So he walked back there in the room, and usually when you call my dad's name, excuse me, y'all, I'm so sorry, but when you call my dad's name, like, he would just turn his head and look over at you. So he kept calling his name and stuff, and then he hollered my name. He was like, Kiondra, and I was like, I ran in there. I told my friend bye. I hung up on her. And I ran in there. And I remember my brother put his finger on my dad's neck. And he was like, call the ambulance. And I said, call the ambulance for what? And he said, because it ain't no post. And if you know, if it ain't no post, you know, the person is dead. So, I called the ambulance. I'm sorry, y'all. This is the hardest part. Called the ambulance, and they was asking me all type of questions on the phone. And I'm like, well, y'all, please get here. Please get here. So they got here, they got there, I'm talking about here. And they came in there, they tried to resuscitate him for, I know, about 25, 30 minutes. And my daddy was gone. Y'all, when they got him up out that room and stuff, excuse me again. Oh my God. Tissue off. So when they got him up out the room, and they took him out in the body bag, the coroner said, "I'm sorry for your loss." I lost it. I lost it. Because at this moment in time, I'm like, my backbone, the man that have raised me to this person that I am, you know, like, me and him was like dudes. Like, that was my go-to. That's who I depended on. How? And at the time, I didn't understand. I understood, but I didn't want to understand. Nobody wants to understand, like, why their parents or whoever is dead, you know? And, Lord, excuse me, y'all. It was a hard pill to swallow. Still a hard pill to swallow. It's 6 years later, but some people it get easier, and some people it don't. I mean, I'm here to tell you, don't depend on nobody, because somebody could be here 1 minute and go on the next, and then what? What you gonna do? What you gonna do then? You have to depend on yourself. You can't depend on nobody, especially if you grow. If you grow, I'm talking to the grown people now. Kids, of course, kids can't go out here and get jobs. But I'm saying, I'm talking to the grown people. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm talking to the grown people. Don't depend on nobody, because the person you depend on can be here 1 minute and go on the next. And I am a walking, living witness. I'm depending on my daddy when I was old enough to go get a job. You know, I was old enough to go out here and make my own money, but I depended on him because I knew that he would be there. But yeah, I'm sorry I got emotional. I knew I would, because it's a hard topic for me. It really is. I really don't like to talk about it, but since y'all show me since y'all show us so much loyalty and love and stuff, why not? Why not share this story with y'all? Maybe I can inspire somebody else, or somebody probably went through the same thing I went through. You never know. So I hope that these 20-something minutes could help somebody out, help somebody feel better, and just know that you're not the only one that done been through it. I mean, it's probably plenty of more people out here that have been through the same thing. So, thank y'all for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And again, Babe's not here because she's at work. And thank y'all so much, and we'll see y'all in the next one.